Discussions in this show are for entertainment and educational purposes only and should not be construed as specific recommendations or investment advice. Always consult with your investment professional before making important investment decisions. Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer and member of FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and neither SmartPro Financial nor Bridgeway Wealth are affiliated. I'm going to put out a comment here.
Okay. All right.
And I want your response to this comment.
Okay.
I believe the government should provide every necessary service for every single thing in my life, especially my finances.
I adamantly,
Hand to God,
vehemently disagree with that statement.
How could you disagree with that?
If you're relying on the government for anything,
Okay.
you've gone wrong. You've gone
Anything?
absolutely wrong. Okay, well,
Anything?
I guess protection of our nation.
Okay.
We'll give them that.
Yeah. So the military, you're good with.
Military, I'm good with. Maybe not at the degree that we spend on it.
Okay.
I would like to see some more efficiencies in how we.
You don't like
produce the
cool
military.
bombs?
Cool bombs are cool, but why do we
Okay.
need to spend $20 million on 2 of them? Why can't we make like 20 for $20 million?
Are they only going for like $10 million a pop?
There's-
now?
there-
I
no,
thought they
there-
were a lot more expensive.
I
than
keep
that these days.
hearing this stuff about like the Iran conflict, and they're talking
Yeah.
about how like they're shooting missiles that are like $2-3 million a pop, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, and then Iran is shooting like $20,000 missiles and absolutely whooping us.
$15 drones from
Yeah.
Radio Shack.
Yep,
Right?
yep, exactly. So it's like it's not about the amount of money.
For all of our young listeners who don't know what Radio Shack is,
yeah,
it was the place to go in the 1990s and early 2000s for all of your electronic equipment, including VHS machines.
Think Blockbuster, right? They had the
They
trajectory
don't know
that was
Blockbuster.
Gosh,
The young people
Am I-
don't know
am I
Blockbuster.
dating myself with Blockbuster?
You are. Yeah. There's
Wow.
one remaining Blockbuster, and it's in Oregon.
Bend, Oregon.
Yeah.
It's 30 minutes from my hometown.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's right. That would,
Yep.
that would make sense. Yeah.
Yep. It's actually pretty cool. You go in there and like they'll ask you if you have a Blockbuster card. Like it's
See,
part of
I
the
got
bit.
I got rid of mine in college.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
of
it was in my
course,
wallet
of
for like
course.
15 years. And I mean, before I even had money, like and you
Uh-huh.
carry a wallet as a kid, like I had the Blockbuster card.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that cool thing that you've got one thing to put
Yeah.
in there. It's your Blockbuster card.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. It's your
And
library
20 bucks
card.
from your birthday.
Libraries are outdated too now. It's your library
Yeah, that's
card
true.
and your Blockbuster card and a gift card that your mom gave you for Christmas last year or something like that.
That's right.
That's
yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
anyway,
So-
the fact that like we spend so much unnecessary money on our military, like you could produce the same results that we have, which is the greatest military in the world, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
for a lot less money.
Yeah.
You can make it a lot more efficient.
Yeah,
So that's my one gripe. But I like the military.
we went a little bit far from the point here.
Yeah. We kind of drifted. I
Yeah.
like the military. What else? When they actually like build infrastructure, when they actually manage and maintain roads and
Yeah.
buildings and things like that, that's good. But they rarely do that well.
Yeah.
And then virtually anything else, I'd rather do it myself.
Yeah.
Or let someone that I trust do it over the government.
Yeah.
So
Which brings us to our topic for today, right?
Yeah.
So, in case nobody's heard, right, there was an executive order signed on April 30th of this year, right,
Yep.
where Trump said that he gave the mandate for the U.S. Treasury to create TrumpIRA.gov, not to be confused with TrumpAccounts.gov, right? Everybody's familiar with Trump accounts. We've talked about that before, right? That's the new like tax advantage savings vehicle or investment vehicle for your kids, which is essentially a traditional IRA with a few more access requirements and opportunities to make contributions,
Yep.
right?
and no earned income.
Yeah. Like you don't have to have earned
Barriers.
income to
Yeah.
make contributions. Other people can put money in on your behalf,
Yep.
things like that. But the Trump IRA.gov is this new thing that's been mandated to be created. Doesn't mean it is being officially created.
Yep.
Although I shouldn't say that because the website is live at this point in time. But in terms of like the law, like they can create it, but that doesn't mean it's actually going to be like fully put in force.
Yep.
With the exception of it's the federal government and it's Trump, so it's going to happen, right? But TrumpIRA.gov, I just kind of want to talk through this, like the details of it, because we had a lot of questions when Trump accounts first came out. We recorded a podcast episode talking about things. We've done some other content, a big email we sent out to all of our clients breaking down the details. And I think that you got to understand like what is good and what is gimmick, right? And a lot of things, especially in today's day and age, are more gimmick than good.
Yep.
And you got to think of like, well, who's selling it, right? Like, what's the motivation? What's the purpose? And is the focus of what we're doing really worth it?
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So
I think, and that's one thing that we get so much. We get so many people walking in the doors asking about, hey, what's the new, latest, greatest thing, right? And those are the things we keep our eyes out for. A lot of the things we've been seeing recently have looked really good, or maybe seemed really good on the surface, and then you kind of get under the hood a little bit, start digging in a little deeper, and it may or may not make sense in your situation, and probably shouldn't in most cases be your primary vehicle or primary thing that you're really using to create and build wealth. So
exactly.
I'm just going to preface that.
Yeah, no, perfect. So and honestly, this the reason for doing this comes out of conversations I've had this week with clients, asking them, hey, like I heard about this thing. Is this something we can do? How's the benefit? All that. And all of those questions are always rooted in I heard there's free money out there, right? So let's talk about what that is. So TrumpIRA.gov is essentially the healthcare marketplace for IRAs, for retirement accounts. Anybody here happy about the healthcare marketplace? Raise your hand.
No one?
Anyone in the comments?
All right.
Okay, we got one in the comments, right? I participate in the marketplace begrudgingly, right? And so the reality is like this website is going to be an online directory for giving low and middle income households access to what is being purported as diversified, low fee, no barrier to entry IRA accounts. Yep. And I don't want to spend too much time on that specifically because there's a bigger motivation behind it from a tax policy perspective. But the actual TrumpIRA.gov platform is just a way to, in my opinion, like be a gimmick for trying to get more people to sign up to like take retirement into their own hands. Is what it is.
Yep, absolutely.
But essentially, what's going to happen is you sign up there, you get an account signed with different like primary custodians. From what I've seen so far, it's not official yet, but maybe like Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard.
BlackRock is going to be in the mix for sure.
In terms of funds, for sure, yeah. But like these like traditional custodians that are already out there, they already exist. You can already go to them with no minimums. You can already open accounts directly without
any assistance.
You can
go on to any of those main custodians' websites and open up an IRA or a Roth IRA in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, and you can do that with low-cost funds, broadly diversified, zero minimums. You can start with $50 a month, like all that kind of stuff. But it's trying to make a simplified solution where people can just go to one platform, shop a few different options, and then make a decision and go. So like the pro, I think, is you do have a consolidated location. People can go and like maybe compare, like shop different solutions. I think it'll be a little bit like simpler for people that are not educated, or I don't want to use this word because I hate this word in this context, but like not sophisticated in terms of understanding necessarily the differences of investment options.
Or maybe they're unsure of what they should be looking for. They're coming in with like a blank slate. They really have never like invested before. They don't have a lot of knowledge, and they can go, hey, there's one place I can kind of go and hopefully be led to the right decision.
Exactly. Yeah. And so like there is a lot of benefit behind this, right? So like it's a seamless place. You can go, you can sign up, you can shop different options, things like that. Simplified investment portfolio options like model portfolios, target date funds, things like that. The challenge, or like the what I think is a big negative here, is all that's already available.
Exactly.
Every last bit of it's already available.
So now we're adding another layer of complexity, of management, of all these different things, which just complicates it all.
Right. And there's, I don't think it changes the landscape at all. Right. So the whole point of it is like all of this is being built to help administer a major tax policy shift. The tax policy shift is based on the Secure Act 2.0 or Secure 2.0 Act, the legal name of it, passed at the end of 2021, established a shift from the old savers credit to the new federal savings match. Savers credit was a tax credit you could receive on your tax return, where if you qualify based on your income threshold, you can get a percentage of the amount of money you put into qualified retirement accounts back as a credit on your tax return. The challenge with that is, it's only for lower income households, which is good, right?
Yeah.
It's giving money back in your pocket if you don't make a certain amount of money and you are actively saving for your future.
Yeah.
But that credit, it's not a refundable credit. It's like if you don't have tax liability, like if your tax liability was zero, you don't get that money like put back in your bank account. It only goes to reduce your tax bill overall. It's not actually putting money back in play to help you build your wealth or live your life, things like that.
Yeah.
So there's a shift where they're getting rid of the saver's credit at the end of 2026. Like this is the last tax year for it. And starting in 2027, we're instituting this new federal savings match. Federal savings match is essentially the same kind of thing, lower to mid-income households, which we'll talk about thresholds in a minute. The low to middle income households, if they put in dollars to a qualified retirement vehicle, you can get a 50% match on those dollars up to $1,000 of total matching. So if I'm a married couple and I open an IRA and I put in $2,000 and my income is below $71,000 based on the tax return, I can get $1,000 additional contribution into my retirement account. So not saying it's all bad. Like there's a good thing there is, right? Like if I make below 71,000 as a married couple, which is the income phase out for this, and I put $2,000 into an IRA, I'm getting an automatic 50% bump on my contribution. It's like, I love that part, right? Like having the match, more dollars on your balance sheet and your net worth statement, all those things are great. It's all the other gobbledygook and restrictions around, should the government be building your balance sheet?
Well, and also
should they be putting their hands, in pockets where they don't belong?
Definitely not. Another big gripe I have with this, just gut reaction to this, is they're not going to actually change the way that people are educated about these things. So they're giving people this opportunity that actually could be beneficial, depending on your income and your situation. But they're not actually going to initiate or try to push for change in our public schools, in our educational system. They're not gonna create resources or spend time trying to distribute information to people who actually might be able to benefit from it and change their behavior through that education. They're going to continue to say, oh, well, there's this thing over here that you could take advantage of, and then not actually change the way that they're talking about how people should be preparing for retirement or their futures. And that's the big problem I have with it. Like until the education changes and until people are actually taking that education and putting it into practice in their lives, we're not going to see any changes on a massive scale. I think there are individuals who will take advantage of this and benefit from it in the long run. But we really need a larger and different approach to helping people save than putting $1,000 into their retirement account.
Yeah, exactly.
In my opinion.
No, and I'm on the same page, right? So like again, there's merits to it. Like I like. Maybe it's a consolidated solution where you can shop options, even though all the options already exist, right? Simplified portfolio menu, right, at those different options.
Kind of gives you that just like automatic investment option, like a 401k that just puts people in a target date fund. And
everything I've read so far is they're kind of building it off the same model, the TSP, which is the thrift savings plan. It's a low cost, white labeled solution. Here's your 18 different fund options, pick one and go, right? So like there's some merits to that, but to your point, like the big downside is they're talking about this will help estimated 26 million workers that don't have access to a retirement plan at work today. If that's the case, like how are we fixing the education and the action gap? And also to that point is like, I'm pretty sure all 50 states at this point in time now have legislation enacted to mandate financial literacy courses before you graduate high school, right? So there is this big group of our population, that are, we'll say, 21 and up right now, that didn't get that financial literacy necessarily, right? They only learn from their family, from the person ahead of them, their peers, that kind of stuff, which is not helpful. So like we're creating a solution here. There's a next tranche of people that will have some kind of financial literacy, and now there's maybe some simplified options going forward of how you can take action on it. But the problem is you still have to take action on it.
Exactly. Like, you can have all the head knowledge in the world about how to be really, great with your personal financial situation and not actually make any of the changes necessary to do that and actually set yourself up in the future. So
right. And I'll even do the math, right? So like let's say it is I'll pull out a financial calculator. I've had this app on my phone for 12 years.
We're not sponsored by them.
Not sponsored by this app. I'm not even going to show it to you, but it's a time value money calculator, right? So basic math, everyone who said that, oh, I'll never need this math and when I grow up, right? Like that kind of thing, like your algebra 2 class. This is the application of algebra 2.
You're never going to have a calculator in your pocket.
In your pocket all the time.
And we do.
That's so true. All right. So let's say on an annual basis, if I did, like if my income as a married person is below 71,000, single person 35,500 is the current projected limit. We do expect that to go up based on cost of living adjustments each year.
It's going to adjust.
Tax brackets do that stuff every year anyway. But let's say I put in $2,000 and the government gave me the $3,000. And I'm just getting out of high school, right? And maybe I didn't even go to college. I started a trade. I work in retail. I work in a restaurant, whatever that is. One of those traditional people, like someone who's in the traditional part of the population that this is supposed to serve, right? That kind of thing. So if I did $3,000 a year in contributions, and I do this from age 18 to
26.
I'm going to say 65.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
all
the way through.
Like let's say 18 to
$3,000 a year.
Let's do 20 to 65 because that math is easier, right?
Yeah.
So 45 years.
45 years, $3,000 a year.
$3,000 a year. And let's say I get 9% rate of return average on an annual basis. I like this. I like this part of it because it's $3,000 a year for 45 years at 9%. That's $1.7 million.
It's not too shabby.
It's not bad,
too shabby
right?
at all.
But here's my point, and here's my frustration about this. You've already had these options.
Yeah, exactly.
So why is it most Americans over age 50, like it's like 79% of Americans over age 50 only have $100,000
or less
saved for retirement? I'm going to say it's a behavior issue.
Absolutely.
Which does go back to education. I'm 100% like the education has to be fixed. The solutions have to be out there. And I understand it's chicken egg, which one do you do first? Like all that kind of stuff.
Well, and I like, Patrick, this is what we're trying to do, right? As advisors, we're trying to educate people in this podcast. We're trying to educate people when we meet with clients and prospects throughout our week, but we're only a couple people. So if you want to make broad sweeping change, if the government wanted to help, what they should do is really hammer home the educational piece with our education system, with the students K through 12 in this country. They would hammer home good financial principles from 7, 8 years old all the way up through graduation of high school, and that would change a lot.
I'm going to agree and disagree at the same time.
Okay. Okay. All right. I want to hear it.
And here's why, because I mentioned earlier, like the education programs, all 50 states, whatever. I wanted to come back to that anyway, right? Who's deciding what's taught?
That's the really
deciding?
Big. If it's the government, it's going to be wrong.
I think specifically, and I love this, right? So like Ramsey Solutions has, the financial education courses for high schoolers, right? And that has actually been one of the primary literacy courses that has been adopted across many, many, many states.
So I went through the FPU, like the high school FPU course in high school. That's one of the big reasons I got really involved with Ramsey Solutions and really into personal finance. So
I didn't know that.
Like that's part of my personal story when it comes to becoming an advisor down the road was I experienced high school FPU. I don't even know if it was different when I went through it or not.
Yeah, they water it down to make, because we did that in like our econ class in high school, and even like for military, like folks that are stationed overseas or like on military bases, they have a certain program that makes it more like government approved. Taking faith out and taking some other things where they have to. So they like the curriculum is a little bit different. And they have like a homeschool version.
But overall, you're still getting the same general principles. And even if you're getting 80% of Ramsey's principles, you're going to be financially successful.
80% consistency in anything in life is better than no consistency. Or no action, or even like 100% consistency for like a week. Or 80% over time will make progress.
Or trying to day trade, or trying to get rich quick. These are all the things like until we fix the educational system and really start encouraging people, not just with incentives, with tax breaks, with things like that, but encouraging them because it's the best thing for them to do for their lives and for their family. We're not going to see these programs dramatically change our economical status or put more money in people's pockets in the long run, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens with it. I don't know. Anytime the government gets involved with things, I'm more worried about them messing it up than I am actually creating something that's good. So
yeah, and I hope that we're sitting here having this conversation, and a year down the road, 2 years down the road, like this has been a massive, like incredible thing, right?
Yeah.
The thing that I also see in terms of our industry, like I don't see this as a threat at all to our industry. I think this is an enhancement to our industry because it actually helps people. Like it does give the opportunity for those who want to engage in it, that opportunity to build real wealth, like to break generational barriers, to break generational, restrictions and give you access. But again, it's like access is already there.
Yeah, it is.
And the risk that I see is you'll have people that maybe fund these accounts and actually start building real wealth and they think they're okay. But how many other planning topics and planning areas are getting left to the wayside, right?
Exactly.
Like we spend a lot of our time, like investments is a key part of our business.
Yeah.
But we spend most of our conversational time talking around cash flow management, tax planning opportunities, estate planning opportunities, defensive measures like insurance or primarily insurance, I guess, on defensive, but like that's what we spend a lot of our time focused on.
Definitely more time than the investment side.
Oh yeah, I mean, at least 80% of my conversations are around those things. Like investments is a part of it, but I think that there's a component of this is more of a commoditization, or it could be a commoditization of the investment piece, government backed. I hate the government-backed side of it because look at like the education system today. Why are student loans where they are? Why has educational inflation like the inflationary cost of education have gone up?
Absolutely,
what, 1,000% or more in the past 20 years?
The education sector has outperformed every other sector in the entire economy the last 30 years.
The private education sector has outperformed every other part of it.
Yes.
Because of government funding.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're backing
at the detriment of everyone who participates.
Backing all these universities saying you have unlimited access to money, charge whatever you want. Because if the kid defaults, if the student defaults, or their family can't pay it, we'll pay it.
Yeah.
And so what are the universities going to do? I mean, if I was running a business that had an unlimited availability to cash, I would charge more. That's just a natural part of it. Yeah. And so the way you fix that is you stop the endless flow of money.
Put things back into the private sector's hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And let the market decide who wins and who loses. That's
commerce,
the best way
baby.
to do it. Yeah, it is.
That's commerce. Yeah. Why has SpaceX been like the number one provider of putting anything in space in terms of volume?
Privately owned.
Since we've gone into space.
Privately owned.
Yeah. Well, for maybe
maybe
another week, right?
Maybe not.
We're recording at the beginning of June, so like a week from now, that could be a very different story.
All of their success up until now has been them operating in the private sector.
Right.
They're not beholden to the shareholders, and they're not beholden to,
I mean, there's regulation, but not the
regulation, of
not
course.
the business, like the financial regulation necessarily.
Yeah.
So it's. But interestingly enough, and I guess you could say in a slant way, like they've also been. Like they've done a lot of government stuff. So maybe that's a bad argument.
I also think that like space is such a guarded thing because the space technology can be used for military purposes. So you've got to like I've heard so many topics about that. Like because of the rocket technology that they're implementing and creating,
it's more
you've
of a
got to keep it
issue.
so tightly bound because otherwise you can have foreign nations, trying to steal that information to use it against the U.S.
You could just easily shift that data over to build some ICBMs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I was just real quick on this note. I was looking at the data last week I used AI to pull whatever potential like real financial analysis of SpaceX was. So who knows how accurate this is, right? But I thought it was interesting because I was talking with some friends about this, and the data that was pulled was saying that there's like 8.9 million subscribers at the end of 2025 to Starlink, which is a core business of SpaceX, right? It's like the internet providing service. But they had added another 1.4 million subscribers 3 months later by the end of Q1 of this year. And their total revenue where was that? Revenue for Starlink alone was like 11 something billion dollars just from internet provider service. 11.4 billion, which was 61% of total revenue in 2025.
Absolutely insane.
So like they're not just, I bring that up to say like they're not just making all their money from government contracts and putting stuff in space, right?
Well, and then I mean their sister company Tesla, like it's all Elon Musk owned, so all of them are linked. Yeah, for now, exactly.
Well, I mean Tesla's public, but
yeah, but they're shareholders. They're all linked together. They feed off of each other. Starlink, not sponsored, but I know a couple people personally who have gotten it. Like they live out in the middle of rural Montana or rural wherever, and they have it, and it's like incredible internet.
We got friends that built a house 20 minutes from here, and everything else taken care of. Didn't think about calling the normal internet provider,
calling AT&T to have them run fiber optic out there or whatever. Yeah.
I'm gonna butcher this number. I think they said it was like the internet provider was telling them it was like 15 to 20 grand to run an internet line to their house.
Absolutely.
So they got a line and ball Starlink.
Yeah.
Couldn't be happier.
$150 a month or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah. So I thought it was pretty cool. So anyway, like back to the big
picture here. We're getting away off track.
Maybe to kind of wrap up the conversation for today is like, so Trump IRA, good or gimmick? I think it's more gimmick. There's some inherent good to it. Like the mission behind it of creating simple, streamlined, like access or information to get to things, to find information so people can sign up for stuff. I think that like inherently, like from a heart posture, even from my faith background, like helping people get a step up, like I love that side of it, right? I think getting your hands involved of making direct like matching contributions into people's accounts, like money coming from the government to go into those accounts. That's the thing I don't love, right? Which, to be fair, like that money already existed in tax credits to like reduce your tax bills. Like I get that.
So it's not really affecting like the bottom line of the tax revenue.
I don't think it's not gonna like increase our nation's deficit.
Yeah,
in my opinion, right? I just think there's other things that should be focused on, like the education side. Like what is actual financial literacy, or what are things that can actually help people progress in life, versus just building their balance sheet. Because there's also like the tail end of this thing that we didn't talk about much, but I'll just give as a highlight. With Secure 2.0 that came out in December of 2021, there was a ton of sweeping provisions that changed retirement plan access, changed automatic enrollment for retirement plans, enhanced credits for businesses to start retirement plans, like all that kind of stuff. But none of that fixes the problem of people actually engaging with it.
Exactly.
And in fact, I think it actually put in some provisions that were more detrimental, because with all those changes to qualified retirement plans like 401ks, 403bs, simples, SEPs, that kind of stuff, in a lot of cases, they actually opened the door where people could withdraw from those accounts certain amounts every single year to cover emergencies. In my mind, that's like, I don't even know the best way to describe this. Like it's like you're giving a handout, but you're also giving a handout when they don't need the hand.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a terrible analogy.
Exactly.
I'm usually good at analogies.
I think it's like I think I understand what you're trying to say, Patrick, and it's more just like
we're giving them money they're just going to take out.
We're incentivizing we're incentivizing people to rely on the government and trust the government to take care of them financially in another area.
Yeah.
And that is what we're trying to change. That is what needs to change for this country to prosper, for individuals in this country to prosper in their personal situations. There are so many people that we know, that we talk to, who are relying on Social Security in retirement to be their only income source. And our mission is to get people away from that kind of thinking, because the government is not as trustworthy as you are in your situation.
Yeah.
You taking control of your life, you taking control of your situation, you making good decisions over long periods of time repeatedly and being consistent in that is going to produce a far better financial life, and most likely, the finances feed the personal side of things, just your life in general. You are going to have a much more successful, prosperous life if that is your mindset and that is the way that you operate, versus the government will help me with this, or they'll take this over for me, or they'll make it easier for me to actually, live my life. I want to emphasize that is the thinking and the line of thinking that needs to be corrected.
Yeah.
To really see change.
Acting like a steward of everything in your life. Like you are in charge of managing every aspect of your life for better, for good, for opportunity, that kind of stuff. Like having that mindset is so much better than, this is not a good correlation, like a steward versus a slave, right? Like a steward takes active ownership. They take proactivity into account. They do things to try to produce and grow and enhance. Yeah. Whereas a slave does what they're told. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I think if you have that mindset and that focus, that's a much better situation overall. So
and we still live in an economy and the greatest financial nation that the world has ever seen. You can produce so much wealth with not a lot of effort or not a lot of. You don't have to be a master investor to really be very successful. You don't have to make $200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000 or $500,000 a year to be really successful. And there's so many people we work with that never made more than $50,000 or $60,000. Dave Ramsey talks about it all the time as well. Yeah. Teachers, very, very humble, like just wonderful people who never make a lot of money, who have millions of dollars saved up in retirement because they were super diligent. They planned, they stuck to the plan, and they did it over long periods of time. Yeah.
And look at those numbers we just ran, right? That was super simple. $3,000 a year at a 9% like annual rate of return. That's again like the math. You're assuming 9% every
assumptions,
year, right?
Yeah.
But that's lowballing the average because like the average on the S&P over the past 50 years is over 11%.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So it's like we're not saying anything's not true, right? Yeah. Like that's investing for 45 years.
$3,000.
Maybe you do less. Like it's not hard to get to $1 million.
$3,000 a year is less than $300 a month. I mean,
that was $250 a year.
It's $250.
But that's also like that right there. So this is again like the merit, right? You put in 2, they give you 1,000. Okay, so you put in 100 and what is that? 150 a month is 1,800. So like
175, 165,
less than $200 a month. So if you're making $60,000 a year as a family. I know times are tough right now, right? Yeah. But like, if you could find a way to put $200 a month away, that is game changer. Like you can truly retire with dignity.
Changes your life.
And I love that you said that earlier. Like that's really our focus and our mission is like helping people never look back and say, I wish I knew that sooner. Exactly. And actually having dignity with their financial life. And dignity only comes from ownership. Exactly. Like if you take an ownership perspective and you act like your hands are on the wheel, that's going to be the better situation for you. Yeah, so if you decide to sign up for a Trump IRA, and that's a key part of your financial plan to start with, great. Like I'm not knocking that part of it. Right?
We're not going to be mad at you.
But in terms of the rally cry, the marketing push, even the naming convention, like, come on. Let's move forward here. So, but anyway, so we are licensed financial advisors, as we say all these things. So I do see like every tool out there has a place.
It does. Yeah.
But being more intentional, more proactive, getting professional advice, I think is always a good thing to have.
Thinking things through critically, every decision that you make financially. Who's incentivized by selling me this product or pushing this product? Who's incentivized by actually using it? What does that actually mean for me? Could I use this, and how would it impact my life? These are all the questions you should be asking with every decision you make, especially when the government is kind of backing it and behind it. So
yeah, exactly.
Be on guard, but it might fit your situation. So.
Yeah, agreed. Well, cool. Well, hey, if you guys like this video and you like this conversation, we post these videos on a regular basis on our YouTube channel, as well as clips on social media. Check us out. Give us a like and a share. Let us know what you want to hear more of, and we'll catch you next time. Discussions in this show are for entertainment and educational purposes only and should not be construed as specific recommendations or investment advice. Always consult with your investment professional before making important investment decisions. Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer and member of FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and neither SmartPro Financial nor Bridgeway Wealth are affiliated.